Please, Hajat.
Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim maliki yawm اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. I am KYAGULANYI from Kisoro district. Muraho neza abafumbira n'abafumbira kazi. Uyu ni umukobwa wanyu Tana Salim. Kaba ndi hano ndi kubatasha kabaramutsa mwese. Murakoze cyane.
Murakoze cyane. Abakitegereza kutura mutule. Please have your seats. You're most welcome. We are humbled this morning that we are going to have the special address from the President. I will take this opportunity to recognize our leaders, Mr. President and ministers. We do have Lord Councillors. Lord Councillors, please stand up for special recognition from the President. Of course, I can see one of our councillors, Hakim Kira, Saula, is with us. Kuria Saulo is also with us. I'm still not understanding the Kuria and the Saulo. I will come and explain what it means, the Kuria Saulo. We have also Return from Machinye. She's also with us, but also born of Metiana. You're most welcome. She's dressed like a soldier. You're very smart. I want to take special recognition of our speakers. Please stand up for recognition. Our speakers.
People power. Power, power. People power.
Is the Speaker of Machinye, Mr. President, is with us. We are always with him.
People power. Power. People power.
He is the Speaker of Wachiso. He is always with us. You're most welcome.
People power. People power.
And the other very smart man is from Nakawa, Mr. President. And then we have our very hardworking Speaker of KCCA, Zahra. You're most welcome. Mr. President, I ministers, we have chairman of districts. Please stand up for recognition. We do not take that very lightly. You're most welcome, our chairman of Mpigi. Mr. President, every time I tell you that that man has handled very well the district of Mpigi despite his age. We are proud of you. Mr. President, we have mayors. We have mayors. Please, mayors, stand up for recognition. I thank you for being here and being extremely very smart. Zake Mberaze, Maula, Serunjojo Wedembe, and Mafias Walukaga, my good friend and brother. You're most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have eminent persons. We have different leaders. The Honorable Latif Selagala, you're most welcome.
People power. Power. People power.
Ajat, you're most welcome. Please stand up for recognition. Ajat Asmat, the name had run out of my mind, but my apologies. Ajat Asmat. Mama? Okay, the mother of water. She's there. We have a bishop. Bishop, you're most welcome. Bishop Tom Sange.
Our power. People power.
Mr. Jude Mbabali, former chairman of Masaka district, you're most welcome.
People power.
Our power. People power.
Mr. Sevina, you're most welcome. Masaka City, you're most welcome.
People power.
Our power.
People power. Thank you.
Our leaders of the party, the eminent leaders of the party, members of the National Executive Committee, and all other members that I have not recognized. I am humbled that we are all here. Let me see those from Mukono. You're most welcome.
Our power. People power.
Let me see those that come from Chisoro. Chisoro, you're most welcome.
Our power. People power.
And all of Busoga, it is okay. I am here. You don't come. And brothers and sisters, you're all most welcome to this press conference.
Thank you.
We are not going to take much of your time, but today it is particularly a press conference of the President. But allow me to show you the people that we have here. We have members of Parliament. We have members of Parliament, and I want to recognize their presence. Honorable Zake Francis, you're most welcome.
Our power. People power.
Even when the shoe is extremely beautiful, it is still Zogania type. Honorable Nyeko, you're most welcome.
Everywhere. NUP.
Honorable Namuga, the fire-spitting lady of NUP. Somebody called me when you're in Capital Gang and they were asking me, I thought this woman can only speak Uganda. Capital Gang. Thank you very much for representing us, Honorable Namuga. We are very, very proud of you. Especially when you are a lady in deceitful men and dishonest men. You make us always very proud. We are very proud of you, Honorable Namuga, and the people of Sembabuli Maubola. Ladies and gentlemen, amid the stars is Nubian Lee. You're most welcome.
Our power. People power.
The propaganda can be too much sometimes, even to us the leaders. Yesterday somebody called me and was like, I'm not seeing Nubian with the president. What is the problem? So today I have answered the problem. It is no problem. I want to take special recognition of our Secretary General, our very hardworking David Lewis. You're most welcome, Sebo. I rarely see in suits, but I can say, I think you are going to put on suits. You are very smart, my boss. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take recognition of the availability of our leader of opposition of the National Unity Platform and Uganda. He is making them do all sorts of bad mannerism without even care, for as long as they want to get rid of him. You have manifested to be different. You have made us proud. Accountability is now visible, and there is purpose as to why the opposition must always have that person at the helm to check government. Government is purely checked now, and it is being done by your able leadership. No matter the murky waters, you are doing whatever it is humanly possible to make a point of what Uganda must be, and we are extremely, extremely very proud of you, our leader of opposition. And I told them, Mr. President, the other day, they were asking a question that why did we choose a leader of opposition and yet we say that Bobi Wine won the election. And it was being said by a man who had been in parliament, even when they were making that very law. In Uganda, we elect parliament and the presidency independently. That is why the presidency, a person running for president must accrue 51% as an individual, and then have parliament to assist in the doctrine of separation of powers. And in that doctrine, the doctrine of separation of powers, a president can be a president and have a parliament which is not admissible to him, but he charts his way forward to work with them through memorandums. That is why the remove bill cannot work, because the parties stand independently of what they stand for. They are not, choice is not taken that because they have come number 4, number 5, number 6, now they are in the opposition. Somebody can be number 4, but when is there now then? And you have seen many of them. That is why we could not have refused to elect a person to lead the front of parliament, because those elections are independent of each other. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Allow me to introduce the presence of our beloved Deputy President, Excellency Lina Zedriga.
Our power. People power.
Oritio.
And lastly, Mr. President, I mean discuss our foot soldiers. Foot soldiers, viva!
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 Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me invite, hey, Chintu, you are here. Mr. President, come and greet the president and the leadership. That man has been in prison and he comes from Mitiana. Mitiana what? Greeting there, not here. Necho Chibako of Vunanyizibwa Bungi is a member from Mitiana. I was imprisoned. They are the group that have not accepted Lumo to do everything he wants to do there. And we thank you. Mr. President, Mr. President, the Deputy President, our parliamentary leader, Right Honorable Johnson, unit platform leaders. I'm here in the capacity of the National Secretary for Youth, and I'm here specifically to communicate about the youth convention that we're gonna have on the 25th of October in Jinja. The people of Jinja are gonna host us. Specifically, this is a convention that we had last year for the very first time. We're gonna have it for the second time this week on Friday, and it's gonna be our second convention for the young people, only the leaders of the young people, the youth leaders from the village level up to the national level. We shall be glad to have you all. I'm calling upon all the young leaders of the National Unit Platform to turn up in Jinja, Kakindu Stadium. That's where we're gonna be. Please turn up. Banangeze wano okubategeeza ku lunaku lw'abavubuka olugendo baayo eno wiiki ku lwokutaano, era nga nsaba abavubuka mwenna gye muli mutegeezebwa nti ku lunaku olwo tugenda kubeera ffenna Kakindu Stadium ejjinja, tugenda kuzoganyaamu, tugenda kubyogera, tugenda kukikwasaganya, tugenda kulaba nga tubeera ffenna, kubanga guno mulembe gwaffe ng'abavubuka ate President yagutukwasa dda ki? Mwebale ddala. Nsaba okuddiza omuzindalo guno spokesperson waffe. Mwebale nnyo. People power!
Power, power.
Thank you. We have amidst us, Mr. President, you will allow me, Chambogo University Guild President Flag Bearer, Mr. Mugalia Humphrey, is with us. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this profound moment to invite in Arua,
NUP,
in Mitiana,
NUP,
in Agago,
NUP,
even here.
NUP.
Ladies and gentlemen, very glad to see you, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody welcomed Ambassador of Firebase in Atet. Ambassador tukwaniriza. Nawulira ng'omutamivu agobye ambassador nali manyi bagobye. Nategeeza okulaba nga nkulaba. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long time since we had a press conference here, since we spoke to you. And between then and now, so much has been. Ladies and gentlemen, with Mama Jolie Mugisha, the president for Western Uganda, but the Lord decided to take her, to remember her, but most importantly, we continue to hold so dear the values that she held so passionate, and I hope all of us can uphold her legacy. Continue resting in peace, Mama Jolie. I also want to send condolences and heart to our brothers in the Anglican Church that lost the former Archbishop Sekade, may so rest in eternal peace. Meanwhile, the lawlessness continues, the impunity continues, the injustice continues, the shamelessness continues. While we are here, a short while ago, our brother, commonly known as Tabs, received shocking news, which by extension was shocking news to all of us. His father was attacked and murdered in his house. Now all of you know Tabs. Tabs is a very, very radical activist. He speaks truth to power. He exposes the regime at every opportunity. He fights for freedom at every opportunity. Now, following a very deep interview, an international interview that he did exposing the injustices and the atrocities meted on the people of Uganda by the Museveni regime, it is highly suspected that those that killed his father in cold blood wanted to get back to him, to get back at him. We know that one day all this will come to light, and those that did it will face justice. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about only two things, maybe three. First, I want to add my voice on the many voices speaking about the plight of the political prisoners that have been held in prison for the longest time, some 4 approaching 5 years, and others years and several months. Now all of you know that these people were arrested and detained without any crime. We challenged the regime, we challenged the judicial system to expedite their prosecution. They didn't. No evidence was adduced, but they continued torturing these people in prison and intimidating them. All of you know that because our leadership is so reduced, you've seen irresponsible people speaking in the name of the government and bragging about, pressuring and coercing these prisoners to accept the crimes they never committed. You also Balaam visiting prisons beyond visitation hours. Many times I myself went to prisons, Chitaria and Luzira, and they blocked me from seeing these prisoners. And yet, at hours, sometimes past midnight, sometimes on weekends, Balaam and other regime apologists were allowed access to these people. They constantly told us that they were being coerced, they were being intimidated, and others being promised lots of things if they lied on themselves, if they accepted the crimes they did not commit. Ultimately, many of them accepted, not all of them. There are still 9, including Machete, Kalanzi, and others that are still standing firm. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that we understand. I personally understand, and I believe most Ugandans understand. We understand these comrades. We know that they are so pressed from all angles, denied access from we, their leaders, who would give them confidence and hope, and yet pressured and coerced, using the prison officials and using those that are occupying government positions. I have a strong message to those our colleagues still in prison, that we are still standing with you. We do not criticize you for weakening, because we know what you're going through. We even understand people like Sanya, who are coerced and intimidated, that unless they come out and put on NRM t-shirts and start praising General Museveni, they won't get their freedom. We know that the things that they're being forced to do or say are not the things they believe in. So I want to encourage all of you not to see them in a negative light.
Thank you, Mr.
Don't criticize them. Don't abuse them. Don't insult them. Give them love. Give them hope because they need it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
They have fought a good fight and they are still fighting. Keep your arms open for them. I want to thank our team that has been looking after their families, paying school fees for their children. I want to thank you very heartily for not stopping. And we shall not stop. These people are innocent. These were just supporters. The regime is doing this to intimidate anybody else. But they don't know that they continue to expose themselves. As for us, we shall not give up. I also want to salute comrades like Machete, like Kalanzi, and many others who are still in prison and they are still refusing to go by what Balam and Museveni are saying. Because they understand, we took time to explain to them, it is so dangerous for anybody to coerce you to accept and be convicted, not of any other crime, but terrorism. That means you are a terrorist. That means you are accepting a curse on yourself. This regime is so heartless. You cannot object somebody's son or daughter to such a curse. They didn't. Terrorism, supporting the opposition is not terrorism. If so, why didn't they arrest me? Because these people were supporting me and the National Unity Platform. Why don't you arrest me? Why don't you prosecute me for terrorism? That shows that you're just cowards. Anyway, we salute you, comrades. We are still with you and we shall continue with you. Those that are still in prison, I would understand if you gave up. But again, I would hold you in so much honor if you didn't give up. Because at the end of the day, you can never defeat that does not give up. Museveni has done everything, is to try to weaken us. But the only thing that we have bigger than him is that we refuse to give up.